A waiver was renewed this week for Minnesota to implement its own measures for testing the status of its public schools. The state's Department of Education plans to work with schools that score lower by these standards and improve the way they help students grow. Jackson Bruner has more about this law and what Minnesota standards mean to two school districts.
Minnesota's waiver from the No Child Left Behind law lets it grade student achievement on its own terms using the categories of proficiency, closing achievement gaps, graduation rates, and student growth. A major point of focus is placed on improving varying levels of performance between groups of kids with different needs.
It's comparing the students that are receiving free and reduced lunch to those who do not receive free and reduced lunch. It's comparing our special education students to the students that are not special ed, limited English proficient, looking at them.
A statistic called the Multiple Measurements Rating is part of Minnesota's specific system. It evaluates schools on all four categories based on how students performed during Minnesota comprehensive assessment tests each year.
They look at individual students. They look at how did they perform last year on the MCA versus how did they perform this year. And they've calculated, what the average growth is, and they look at that.
MMR results are divided into 5 achievement categories, with those at the bottom receiving help from the state. Both Black Duck and Bemidji area schools say they're happy with the results of how their students test when compared to other schools in northwest Minnesota.
I think one school is a little bit higher in 6th grade math. Other than that, Black Duck achieves higher than the rest of the area.
Our students who receive free and reduced lunch do very well compared to the state. We're really proud of them. Our American Indian students are on par with the state, and in math they're actually ahead of the state.
Black Duck's superintendent said while the system works, it's possible that the state could be over-testing its students.
We could do away with some of the tests we have because reading, science, math are the key areas they're concerned about, and those are the strong areas in this particular school district.
In testing from 3rd to 8th grade in the last academic year, 3 schools from both districts received celebration eligibility status from Minnesota's Department of Education. Jackson Bruner, Lakeland News.
J.W. Smith and Solway Elementary Schools in Bemidji placed at 66.94 and 74.08% in MMR respectively last year, while Black Duck Elementary scored at 62.71%.
If you've enjoyed this segment of Lakeland News, please consider making a tax-deductible contribution to Lakeland Public Television.